I'm not into the TikTok thing, but I really wanted to share this story to see if anyone has experienced anything similar. It all started in 2013. I was 12 at the time. My older sister and her friend, who were 14 or 15 at the time, were playing with the newly bought Ouija board in our basement. My sister invited me to the basement. I heard about Ouija board before but never seen one. I always followed my sister's lead, so I joined them in playing without a question. It was all relatively normal, yes and no short questions. I honestly thought they were probably fucking with me because it was working. I'm not a skeptic, but also not a full believer. I was also young, so I don't remember the details perfectly. I do remember telling the board we were going to watch a movie and said goodbye, sliding the pointer over the bottom of the board, as they had apparently read online. The movie my sister and her friend were about to watch was a horror movie called Mama. They had talked about it several times. They went on Netflix, and as soon as they pressed play on the Wii, the Netflix disconnected. I believed she said the lights are also flickered. I don't recall that part. We played again the next day, and the board it spelled out Mama. Every time it seemed to not want to answer a question, and it would get more intense every time, moving quicker and spelling it out multiple times. It got to a point that the pointer would fall off the board and we would have to reset it. This freaked us all out a little bit, and we all accused each other of moving a pointer, but none of us did. Our Netflix was down for months after this. Our parents were pretty annoyed about it, but never told them why it happened. My sister wanted nothing to do with the board after that and gave it to me. I thought it was pretty cool, so I continued playing with it for years. And every single time I played, I always talked to the same entity or spirit. And every time I played it, it would do the intense mama movement. I played it off for years and made a joke out of it. My friends would get so freaked out by it, so they would test me to make sure I wasn't moving on my own. They would make me turn my back to the board while I was playing. The board was always be able to give answers no one would know the answers to. I only tried to play by myself once, which I heard dangerous, but of course I ignored everyone. I was in my basement where it all started a few years prior. I was on FaceTime with a friend to show her, as well as taking a video on my phone to prove to my friend at school. The board was spelling out random letters that I couldn't make any sense of. Then there was a bang on the door beside me. I caught that on the video. I didn't play for a while after that. I would dabble in the board here and there throughout the years and always talk to the spirit that we just called Mama. As we assumed she was just impersonating the movie from night one. Things would happen through the years, lights turning off and on in the night. Lots of strange noises, and our very calm dog was terrified of our basement and would freak out nothing while down there. Fast forward to now. I am 22. My sister is 23. We told our mother the whole story this past summer. Our mom is very spiritual, so we always try to hide it from her. She recalled when Netflix was broken and how frustrated she was. We all joked about it. My sister and I got a text from her a few days later saying, "Tell mama to give me my Netflix back." We joked about it and nothing happened. She asked us again to tell mama to fix the Netflix. We both took it seriously this time and said out loud a plea for her Netflix to come back and seemed to work. We were surprised it worked, but I brushed it off like I always do. I just can't comprehend how this could be true, but also how could it not be? This can't all be a coincidence. Well, the other night I received a call from my sister that shook me to my core. She had told her boyfriend, who is a disbeliever, the whole story the night before. The same story we had told our mom a couple of months prior. The next morning, when she awoke, she was met with her pale boyfriend in a state of total confusion and disbelief. He recounted being awoken in the middle of the night to a little girl standing at the end of the bed. She had a metal cage over her mouth. He was so confused by this, but he was not frightened by the girl. He almost felt bad for her. He saw he was awake when this happened, and as a disbeliever, could not understand what was going on. My sister called our mom and recounted the story to her. Our mother replied, "Oh my god, you guys are mama. She has been calling for her mama this whole time." My sister immediately hung up and called me to tell me. We both got full body chills and started crying. It all makes sense. The intense mama repetitions and calls for attention. What still does not make sense is her boyfriend's dream. Why him? Why the cage? Who is mama truly? Why has she been following us and trying to make contact for the past decade?